How's it? Welcome, Lethabo. Welcome to Connecting the Dots. So basically, how this, before I introduce, I just want to speak about the concept. So, how this concept came about is that I get a lot of questions. People are asking, what is strategy? How do I do strategy? How do I know that I've got the right strategy? Like, do I need a strategist? So, I think as a profession, I think you definitely, it's like when you can't, you might understand the law, but I think you need a legal expert to come in and help you out. Same principle. You will definitely need a strategist or a marketing person or a brand person to come in and say, okay, this is what you need to do. But basically, strategy is about connecting the dots. And the way you connect the dots is based on data, not Vodacom data, but in terms of just the collation of information, information, knowledge, and understanding. So you start connecting the dots that way. And so what's interesting for me is that as an entrepreneur, in fact, you have no choice but to be strategic. There's no way you can be an entrepreneur, be successful without applying even just the basic principles of strategy. So, first up, we've got the honor of hosting Lethabo Mokoena. So, I don't know how other people perceive you, but for me, based on the stories that I've seen, for me, I place you on the same level as Steve Jobs, Henry Ford, Ntate Richard Maponya, for the mere fact that so this is not just okay guys, I want to make money, what do I need to do? So your business and what you do is anchored in a deeper thought or a deeper vision or a deep feeling about there's something wrong and I need to do something about it. So most people is like, okay, want to make money, and then it becomes superficial. But based on a limited conversation and what I've seen on the conversation, it goes deeper than that. Which is why Steve Jobs, it wasn't just about computers. Something was like in him was like, no man, this is not the way things should be. So I'm going to solve it. So for me, you're a visionary. You're an amazing guy, and I think a lot of people can learn a lot from you just listening to you. I think they can pick up some nuggets to say, okay, maybe this is how I need to approach my business. So the first question, I think the most appropriate question now would be, um, what is Walkfresh as a company, as a concept? What is it for those who might not have encountered or engaged with Walkfresh, or those who may have engaged a little bit, just to give them a bit context?
So Walkfresh is a sneaker cleaning brand, sneaker cleaning and shoe care brand. We clean sneakers, we polish shoes, we refurbish suede, we sell shoe accessories. We just recently started selling shoe cleaning products. So it's just a one-stop shop for your footwear.
Uh, you're frozen. You're frozen.
In one place. We work with other cleans it, so it's a
Sorry, man, you were frozen there a bit.
Do you
Can
want me
you?
to repeat that?
Yes, please. So you mentioned cleaning accessories, products. We lost you at One Stop Shop.
So I was saying we're a one-stop shop for your shoes. You know how normally when you get your shoe cleaned by your younger brother and you get it repaired by the Madala there by the corner, or it's at a mall, we're doing all of that in-house. So it's a one-stop shop for your shoe care needs. That's what we do. That's what Workfresh is. That's the goal with Workfresh.
So for me, that's fascinating in that. So people talk about owning the ecosystem, owning this thing. Don't just do one thing. So for me, as you speak, I'm literally seeing images and pictures and graphs going. This is a shoe. What is linked to the shoe? All of these things. Repairing it, washing it, taking care of it, all of these things. And you seem to have have thought about the entire ecosystem around the shoe. Has that sort of been the evolution, or from the get-go you went, this I want to own the ecosystem, or you just started off as I just want to clean sneakers?
Look, for me, I think from the get-go, if you look at all the videos from our previous interviews and all of that, for me, it's always been about how do I create a place where you don't have to make a lot of decisions, where you just come with your shoes and say, guys, I want to wear these shoes again. Do whatever you need to do with it. So for me, and obviously the business evolves over time, and now you start getting deeper into it, you know. But for me, it's always been about I don't want you to take your shoes to me to clean it and take it to someone else to repair it. That's time for me. I'm like, okay, this is time. What I need to sell you is convenience of you not even having to bring them to me, of me picking them up from your house and going to do that and bringing them back to you while you're sitting at home, you know. So for me, it's always been like, how do I link all these things together and not exist in silos? How do I then make them exist in one room, you know? So it's always been the plan for me.
Oh man, that's amazing. So from a strategy point of view, or from an advertising brand building point of view, we always talk about what do people want. Your business needs to be centered around the people that you serve, and basically that's what you do. So the way you describe it, you didn't say this is what our business does. You speak from it. You speak about it from the consumer lens, to saying I want you to come here and the whole experience to be convenient for you. So in strategy, normally, what would happen is we would try to do research, right? Uh, we would ask people, what do you, how can we best improve our service? Or you ask people, what do you want? You do surveys. You ask people that come into the door, ask them questions so that you can improve. How do you go about understanding the consumer, or does it come naturally? Naturally meaning, so the way I think about your business is that it's centered around a truth, which is that's how we've always done things. So basically, you took the behavior of what we do. O tla tswa teki ka kgetsi ya di-orange, and then you basically took that and commercialized that. So how do you get to a level where you understand, or what people want or need?
So when I was studying Workfresh, 2 months before I started Workfresh, 3 months before I started Workfresh, I did research, like you said. I did research, I did surveys, I did focus groups, to really understand where people are at with cleaning their sneakers. And the case of pioneering something is that when you're pioneering, you're not finding out what people want, you're telling them what they want.
Mm, okay.
When I was studying Workfresh, the insight for me was that the culture right now is that I don't really need to clean my sneakers. I can wipe them out,
Mm,
or it's a Sunday thing that I can do. So I still remember our research document insights. The key insight was that we need to re-engineer the culture from DIY to bringing it to someone else. So until we started doing that, people didn't realize that your sneakers needed to be cleaned by someone else who can clean it professionally.
mm,
So my work had to be groundwork to say, except B, you actually need someone to clean your sneakers because you don't know how to do it. When you didn't even know that you didn't know how to do it.
mm.
But what we got from our research was that people were not buying suede sneakers because they didn't want to have the trouble of cleaning them.
Oh.
So people didn't know that they had a problem. They didn't know it was a problem
Oh.
until I said I can clean your suede sneakers for you. Then people were like, "Ah, actually, I have a Cavella that's been sitting, bro. Do you think you know?" So for us in the beginning, it was always about Now we need to steer this. And imagine when you first heard that you can get your sneakers collected, when you can't even get your laundry collected, now you can get your sneakers collected for you. You didn't even know that you needed your sneakers collected, bro. So for us in the beginning, for me, it wasn't about finding out what people needed. It was for me to say, you actually need this.
Mm.
People didn't know they needed iPods
Yeah, absolutely.
until there was the iPod, and you were like, yo, actually all my songs in one device. So for me in the beginning, and I keep saying in the beginning because obviously as the business grows and as the brand grows, now you need to start listening to what the clients want, because now they know what they want. Now you've told them what they want. They've believed you. That's why the brand is existing for 5 years. They believe, it's okay, actually I need this, not only for myself but for my kid, because every Wednesday is sports day, they need to wear white sneakers, so I need it for my kids. Now I can tell you how I need it to be done.
Mm.
No, Lethabo, don't put my sneakers in water. I don't want my sneakers to be cleaned inside.
Mm.
I don't want my sneakers this. I want this. So for me, in the beginning, it was really about pioneering it and say, guys, this is what you actually need, and selling that. And this is based from my research that we did before we launched the brand, to say people don't actually want to get their sneakers cleaned. They
Mm.
don't really need this service, because people buy black sneakers because it's less maintenance. And when you have a white sneaker, it's like your precious thing. Like,
Mm.
you don't want any problems with it. But now I have clients that call me and say, Ndwana, I'm at Valentino. I'm going to send you a picture of it. And he sends me the picture. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, I can. And now we're part of the purchase decisions now.
Wow, wow, wow,
You
wow.
know, and
Oh,
parents are saying, I want to buy ditlhako tsa winter for ngwana. Ke tse feng tse leng ko styling, ke tse feng tse lastang. And because we have that interaction with the shoes, now we can say, my old lady, don't buy him sweat sneakers. He's gonna mess them up. He's still young. Don't buy him. You know what I'm saying? So for us, once we started teaching people that you need this, then now, because you always want to give the brand to the people, that's how you win. Then now we start listening to them saying, this is how I want it to be done. But now we still have the opportunity to steer them and say, nah, this brand is not the one actually, because they get their stuff from Vietnam, and Vietnam, what. But because we've positioned ourselves in the market, the lady is more likely to listen to us. The dad is more likely to listen to us because we clean 1,000 pairs a month. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
So only now we're moving from what the clients are saying. But in the beginning, it was really re-engineering it and stamping it in your head that your sneakers are dirty, bro. Your sneakers are dirty.
mm.
So
Wow.
yeah.
Hey, hey, hey. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes for myself as well. This is amazing.